So
The
that
hard
answers your
money
question.
aspect I wanted to jump into as well because there's lots like if you're comparing being a money lender versus investing in real estate, it's a lot more simpler, kind of. You're not dealing with the tenants, you're not dealing with all that kind of stuff. You are dealing with other stuff, but it's a little bit more. It's at a different level. Let's
Why
say.
it's simpler. That's why I do it.
So for those who were listening, go, huh, he just finished saying that real estate isn't really passive income, and he just talked that money lending is easier and simpler. What's what's that path for people to become a hard money lender?
So it's capital intensive. So you need cash. Whereas with real estate, you can get away with. I mean, my first flip, we pretty much had no money in it. It was a really good deal, and we were able to find a hard money lender who gave us 100% financing plus rehab, and so we were able to have very little capital tied up in it, and and that's how we were able to do it. You're not going to be able to do that in lending. You need capital, obviously, because
Yeah.
you're the one providing it. So you either have to have your own money or investors, or what I would recommend is a combination of the two. Um, and that's I think I would say for that it takes a little bit of time. I rarely see people that start out and they jump right into hard money. Usually they have started as a flipper or as a buy and hold investor, and then they slowly migrated towards hard money lending. Just because you're dealing with you're making loans, and you just don't want to be wrong. You're loaning a lot of money, and especially if it's someone else's money, you want to make sure that you're doing all the right stuff, that you have a first lien deed of trust, you have title insurance, you have property insurance. You're just doing all the right things to protect that capital. So I'm sure people can like if I had the knowledge I have now and I went back in time and didn't have anything, I would get started right in hard money lending. But the problem is it took going through flipping, and it took going through all that to build that knowledge. And that's invaluable.
Okay. So if you had to use the clam as a metaphor for success, how is success like a clam?
Hmm. How success like a clam? I think with a clam, don't they just, if you try to force them open, they will usually stay
Tighten up.
shut and tighten up.
Mhm.
So I think that for things, at least in my journey, like the hard money lending, that was a total accidental business. There are a ton of things I've tried to force, and I've tried to just white knuckle and try to, open up doors that probably shouldn't be opened. And the ones that just naturally open for you are usually the ones that, at least for me, that I've had the most success with. The public market investing, that was totally accidental. The hard money lending, totally accidental. Wasn't looking for either of those things. So to tie it back to the clam, if you try to open that clam up, you might get nowhere, and the clam will just shut its do you call it a mouth? I don't even know what you call it. It'll shut its mouth harder. But if you just relax and just do what you can do, then eventually you'll opportunities will come your way, that just the clam will just open up, and there will be a pearl inside.
I see that. I was waiting for the pearl. I was waiting for it.
Yeah.
I see that. So that's how success is like a pearl.